Hello everybody. Join me today as we watercolor a pretty flower and then we copy it and print it and make it into a pretty card that you can give to somebody. Let's get crafty. To watercolor this particular flower, you put your brush down and then you heavy and then you pull it up and it brings it to the tip of the leaf, and then the more water you have when you add the darker color in there in the center and on the edges, it kind of bleeds in. It looks really pretty. I love how it turned out. Watercoloring is just so cool and unique, and each time it's a surprise. And so I loved adding little flecks there at the end too. And then I printed it out, you can see, and then I wanted to add a color for a backing, and I used Encore paper by 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. And then this is a embossing folder that I just have, and you can use any embossing folder, and I lined it up there in the center. And as I run it through the machine, you will see that I run it through the machine and then back again, because that gives that extra just more embossed. And you can spritz it with water if you wanted to, but it really kind of gives that deep embossing, which I really loved. Which for this method that we're going to do, you will see the stamp there in the back. We are going to stamp and kind of highlight the raised level parts. And look how cool that is. So it does have a little trim edge that I have to trim off to fit. So it does make it smaller than the A2 card size, but that's okay. You can see it at the end. I have to trim off part of my card, but it's okay. It's only a little bit. And then I'm going to flip it over and use that stamping pad, and if you just lightly do it, don't press hard, you can get to the raised areas, and that's really fun. And you could use a variety of colors. You could obviously use something different than just a stamp pad too, but kind of adds dimension to it and kind of character, and I tried to match it with the flower. So I'm using Barely Arts glue to glue this all together. So I'm going to glue the back part against the card face itself, and then sorry, clear my throat, and I'll line it up, and you will see that I had to, like I said, I have to trim off that part of the edge, and then I will glue the picture to my back, which is that green color, and like I said, it is from 12 by 12 cardstock, and you can use my code that's in my thing if you like and follow, and you look at my description and you will have the information if you wanted to get some of the supplies. So I line that up with the Barely Arts glue again, and love that stuff. And then I kind of wanted just enough of an accent. I didn't want a big border, but I had just enough, and I did have to end up changing, because when I printed this watercolor out, it kind of turned a little bit darker, had a little more gray tone to it. So you will see in the first part of the video, I did end up printing it again. And you can try different methods to print your watercolors, to turn them, have them be brighter or darker or whatever, and you can change the shade, edit them and whatnot. But I'm using foam tape that I got off of Amazon, and you can see that also in my description, and get the use the link. And I put that on, and just kind of, you want to fill in enough of the area so when you turn it over that it actually doesn't like sink in the middle or something. But I did have to end up changing. I ran out of the one, so I had to go grab another. That's why it took so long right there. But you just line it up, cut it, and then you will take off the backing. And foam tape is just so much fun. It just adds a dimension to a lot of things and makes your little embellishments pop, or parts of your card or scrapbook page or whatever you're making just pop, your cake topper, whatever. You peel those off, and then you can place it however. You can see that I think I placed this one just slightly to the bottom because I want to add a sentiment. But this picture, you could add anything: happy birthday, best, good luck, best wishes, my sympathy. You could add anything, and that's what I love about just generic cards. And just let people know that you're thinking about them. Anyway, I thought it really turned out fun, and you can make it whatever color.